I get the feeling actually that the penny's just dropping on Main Street about house prices actually falling in Auckland now, and indeed the market's slowing around the rest of New Zealand. Pre-election jitters often do affect housing markets, and you could see a little bit of a tickle back after the election, but I don't think for a moment that that's the main thing going on here.
Yeah.
What we've seen over the past year actually is quite a pervasive, steady downturn in the market, and house prices have been falling in Auckland month over month over month. If you look at past elections, actually it's just a few months of a slightly flatter market.
Yeah.
So it is deeper and more than that. I think the main thing going on is that mortgage rates have risen.
Yeah.
At today's house prices, a small change in mortgage rates really makes quite a difference to affordability. So I think that's what's bothering the market, and unless we see mortgage rates come back, I think the market will broadly stay slow. Over the foreseeable future.
The real estate agents and property institute and so on have come out swinging against LVRs in the last week or so. Do you think they're getting overplayed in terms of how much they're killing the market?
Yeah, I also think they're overplayed in terms of how much they're affecting the market. We did quite a lot of work on exactly how macro-prudential tools like this affect housing markets overseas and in New Zealand. It tends to be a very short, sharp impact that lasts about 6 months, and house prices might drop and level a little bit, and then they'll carry on their previous trajectory. It just does not look like that, what we're seeing at the moment. Actually, it's a year of a gradually slowing market. So the LVRs are having their effect, pre-election jitters are having their effect, but there's something else going on as well.
A bit more structural. I mean, and I guess, a lot of people will say that's a good thing. We needed that to happen. Housing's been a constant kind of bugbear for people in terms of economists, especially in terms of how it skews our economy. Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I think at the moment a lot of people were saying, well, the solution to high house prices is more supply. Yeah.
And I think that it's actually much more complicated than that. I'm really not convinced that your number of people on the ground versus the number of houses is the reason that we've got rising house prices.
Yeah.
For a start, they've risen all over New Zealand since 1990 to a massive extent, whether the population's grown or not across the country.
Yep.
Rents have not risen to the same extent as house prices. Two much bigger things have affected the housing market. One is a big drop in average mortgage rates, which again allows you to borrow more and collect the same rent as a landlord, or changes the rent or buy decision for an owner-occupier. And the second is the tax system. The tax, lack of capital gains tax or tax on any capital at all, income tax rates, deductibility for landlords, all of that has created a system in New Zealand where we are incentivised to own land, essentially.
Our money's still going into non-productive investment, is that?
Yeah, well, we're incentivised to own land or undertake economic activities that involve the ownership of land to the exclusion of other forms of saving, and that has, I think, skewed the New Zealand economy and is one reason that our house prices feel so high relative to a number of decades ago.